Hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I talk about it. This week's game is Devil May Cry for the PS4, and it's part of the HD collection, released in 2018, developed by Capcom and also published by Capcom, and also there'll be spoilers up ahead just so you know, but first a little backstory. So back in the day, PlayStation magazines came with these demo discs, and I had one for the PS2, and I remember it had one of those trailers or cinematics from the game. Back then it looked really cool and edgy, but by today's standards it's not that cool, let's say. So as you start up the game, you get this flashy intro straight out of the 2000s, and then you get the title screen. But if you wait a bit, you get this intro like a demo on how to play the game. Then you get the option of loading a game, a new game, and then options. So the game starts with this biker chick named Triss arriving at Dante's detective agency, which is called Devil May Cry, and she tests him by impaling him with a sword, his own sword by the way, and electrifying him with some demonic power, and then throwing a bike on him for good measure. And he just shrugs it off, and he's a real badass. He's the son of a powerful demon called Sparta. So the plot of this game is really simple. There was this war between the underworld and the humans, and Sparta basically saved the day. And now when Sparta is gone, Mundus is about to awaken, and Triss and Dante needs to go to this castle on an island to save the day. I think it's called Millet Island. So the main reason for Dante to agree on this mission was because it's really stupid, but Trish actually looks like his dead mother. So before anything happens, Trish jumps over the castle wall and leaves Dante by himself to his own devices. So the first thing I picked up was a yellow orb, and you can collect these throughout the game, and these are very important because these works as continues. So if you die, you can just continue where you left off, and I think you start with 4 or 5 of them. You can pick up other orbs that are like green and they will replenish your health, and you have these purple ones that are for your devil trigger later on when you get a specific sword. So Dante starts with a basic sword, and he has 2 twin guns that he uses, and you can do this combo where you fling enemy puppets up in the air and you shoot them while on the way down. It's not that realistic, but you can actually rack up combos and stay airborne and stuff. There are even some cool glitches that you can do that makes the reload time of the gun even like faster, like the shotgun for instance, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So the first mission is called Curse of the Bloody Muppets, or Puppets I should say. So you pick up these red orbs and they drop from defeated enemies, and some of them are just lying around the level. So these works as currency, so they are XP basically, so you can unlock skills, open doors and whatnot. And another thing that I forgot to talk about is that all the guns in this game have unlimited ammo. I thought, because I played Onimusha, that the shotgun was had to pick up ammo and stuff, but apparently it's unlimited. So not for long you get stuck because you need to open a specific door. So you have this map that you open with the L2 button, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but it's basically shows you where you need to go. So you need to open a door, and this door is like sealed with some demonic magic. So you need to get red orbs or souls in order to open it. And if you get too close to this door, there's this hand that comes out and tries to grab you, which is a really cool thing, at least back in the day. So I also found one of these blue orbs, and the orbs are like the hearts in Zelda's, the heart pieces. If you get 4 of them, you get an extra length to your health bar, if that makes sense. I killed a bunch of Muppets, and I got more red orbs, and I went to exchange them for other things. There's like this kiosk session where you exchange your red orbs for stuff. You can get a Devil Star, which basically is for your devil trigger that makes you do more damage, so you get faster and stuff, and it gets unlocked with the sword that is coming up. You can also get usables or consumables, I guess you call them, such as holy water and invulnerability. And there's this boss coming up with a spider that definitely I needed, because it's like he goes down this like inner hallway and it hits like a tank, and I was like, what am I supposed to do here? And after a while I just said, screw it, I'm invulnerable now, so this doesn't matter, this section. So the HD collection actually looks really good. The only bad thing they kept was the fixed camera angles, and I think at one point this game, before it became Devil May Cry, was a early attempt of making a Resident Evil game. So as I said before, if you get lost anywhere, you just pick up the map with the R2 button and you will immediately know where you need to go. So I beat up some more puppets and I found a door and I progressed to the next mission. So after beating a mission, you can get a rank from F to S, which is a normal trait in these days. And I think the S doesn't stand for Sonic in this case, like S rank, it stands for Sparta. So the next mission is called Judge of Death. After completing each mission, you can actually save. So I went down a corridor and I got the first demonic sword of this game, which is called Alstor. And it basically pierces Dante right through, but he just pulls himself through the blade and the handle and everything. And this weapon gives you access to the devil trigger, which makes Dante faster and do more damage and that kind of good stuff. I also explored a bit more and I found the shotgun. I didn't use the shotgun that much because I thought it was running on like an ammo counter thing, but as I said before, each gun in this game has unlimited ammo. So now it's time for the next mission, Destroy Order. And you fall down this bridge, it collapses beneath you and you fall into the water and you're supposed to fight these floating skulls while you're slowly drowning. And you beat them, you get up to the surface and there's this little jumping section, you can get another blue orb. And then you're forced to fight this giant spider, and this was my first obstacle. I actually had to go on YouTube and see if I did something wrong. And if I remember correctly, this was part of the PS2 demo, this boss fight I mean. So after beating this guy, it's time for the next chapter called The Black Knight. And the spider returns in the hallway, and this is where I use one of the upgrades from the shrine to basically make me invincible so I could just go through the section. And there's this complaint that I've heard online that you have to fight like each boss like 3 times. They just keep on returning and trying to kill you. So a bit further up you fight this shadow beast which looks like a dog, and that in itself leads to another boss battle with a mirror version of yourself. So this mirror version of yourself, I don't think it was confirmed by Capcom or any source like that, but Dante has this twin brother called Virgil in the later games, so this might have been an early attempt or whatnot, but I'm not quite sure. So in the next mission you have to beat a Shadow Hound, and this segment is timed as well, so you have to reach a specific door in order to clear the mission. So the next mission is called Evil of the Waterways, and down in the sewer you have to fight bugs and flies, and you get rusty keys in order to progress through locked doors. And here you have to beat a scissor demon, and this was a pain in the ass because you fight him in this like boxed in area where it doesn't leave a lot of room to dodge and avoid his big scissors, and it clips you. He really clips you with this or those scissors. So this game is also famous, just like Resident Evil, for its cheesy voice acting, and there's this specific clip where, spoilers, Dante loses Trish, where the voice actor of Dante has this moment. Let me see if I could pull it up.
I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
So gameplay. Dante is on a mission to stop the evil demon Lord Mundus, and that's about it. Control, the left stick moves Dante around. R2 is map, R1 is ready guns or the sword. So you have to press the R1 button and then the square button to use the guns, or R button and then the triangle to use the sword. The X button jumps, R2 taunts the enemies. You can also do this wall jump if you press the X button twice while jumping against the wall. And the L button uses the devil trigger mode, which makes Dante like faster and stronger. I also forgot to talk about this, but the weapons you get throughout the game are upgradable with the red orbs. So you get extra attacks and jumps and stuff like that. Graphics. So the HD collection actually looks really good in my opinion. There are only a few parts of the game which have some bad textures, but it's not that noticeable and it isn't that big of a deal. Easter egg secrets and glitches. So during mission 9 there are a lot of things that you can miss if you don't explore the levels. You can find all these kind of cool stuff like the devil stars and holy water just at the same level. So I think the developers were like, okay, it's nearly part of the end of the game where you need to, stack up on things. Here's a bunch of free stuff that you can get. So in conclusion I wrote, yes, play it if you're curious where it all started. So I like this game, I like the look of it. It has this castle aesthetic, like gothic vibes. The music is kind of eerie, but when you enter like a fight, it becomes like a metal track, which I really like. So the problems with the game are the fixed camera angles and the boss fights, in my opinion at least. So this game is really hard. It doesn't really hold your hand and you have to grind a bit. You have to get good or die. That's what I wrote down here. So it's not my favorite in the series. I think the third one is my favorite. For some reason I had that on PC, I remembered. But it's on the collection here, so maybe I play it later on. So I can recommend this game if you're curious where it all started. So yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening and for watching, and take care.